hasta siempre, amor. Cuando sueñes conmigo en las noches de frío, ya no estaré, ya no estaré.
In this video we are working on the Molinete without going too crazy and too dizzy, so a very comfortable exercise and a way to understand how the Molinete functions. Enjoy! So before we start memorizing the choreography and the pattern, let's review what's gonna be there, so then piece by piece we can add the whole complete sequence of steps. So we know that the Molinete goes back, side, forward, side and keeps repeating back, side, forward, side. So for those who don't know, it's important to notice that there are two side steps, one forward and one back step, and the whole thing alternates, so just keep repeating itself. So the back and the forward are what we say cross steps, meaning the legs look crossed. If I turn to you, my legs are crossed and I can go forward with this cross, or I can be moving backwards in a back direction. And then in between those two we have an open step, or you can say a side step, right? But this open step really can go also in the forward direction or back direction or clearly to the side. So it kind of depends how you want to do it, right? So again, the pattern is back, side, forward, side, back, side, forward, side. So the way we're gonna practice it, the way we need it for our choreography, it's gonna be slightly modified version. But before we go to modified version, let's do the normal version so we know what we are modifying. So what we have, the first three steps are super easy. We simply go back, then we go side, and then we go forward. So that's already three steps, nothing major happened here, right? We simply created a straight line and we sort of created a box, little box, right? So this is easy, let's just repeat it a few times. For those who don't know, we're gonna go back, side, forward, collect for a second here, and back, side, forward, collect, back, side, forward, back, side, forward, back, side, forward, and back, side, forward. Great. So now you are familiar with the pattern, so you don't need to worry about it. So now let's observe what's really happening within this pattern right now on those three steps. So we have two legs. One leg is gonna be considered inside leg and the other leg is gonna be considered the outside leg. Now what is outside, what is inside? I'm not in the box, right? So basically the inside leg is the leg that is closer to some space or some reference point around which I'm traveling. So if you observe, right now I'm traveling around this space here, yes, I'm going back, side, forward, around this space, yes, and then I do the same thing, back, side, forward, around the same space. So obviously for the clarity reason, for a second, we can do it around the element. So now the square is the chair is obviously square, right? So we're gonna follow the side of the chair, the other side of the chair, and the third side of the chair, and then we repeat the same thing, right? So obviously when you have an element, depends how big it is, you need to take bigger steps to go around it, right? So why it's important or valid to practice with the element? Just to practice your coordination and the space awareness. Never, almost never the Molinete gonna happen in that exact setup. This is just for understanding what's going on. So we understand that the steps kind of draw the squarish line. Yes, normally with the partner it will change a little bit, but for the exercise this is fine to understand the whole concept. So look, it's important to take big enough step so I pass that element, right? If I don't take big enough space, I take a very small step, now I cannot pass. Can I modify it? Yes, I can. So for example, I can go here, side, right? And now, okay, I cannot go forward no more where I originally was going, but I can still go somewhat forward, right? So now the shape of my Molinete change, right? So why to practice with the chair? To develop the response to the space, right? So of course I can continue with the small tiny little steps like we did before, and maybe in 8 or 12 steps I will still manage to go around. But to exercise our orientation, we want to do it just in 4 steps. So now, since I have this chair here, let's add this 4th step so we understand what's going on. So remember, the steps, no matter the direction, in this case when I have an object here, they're gonna have to be pretty much same size. And I also need to set up myself in the right position that this object is pretty much in the middle of the space, right? So let's just repeat the steps few times and then we're gonna talk about the torsion, right? So we're gonna go back, side, forward, 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 last one, back, side, forward, right? So we understand this. Now, normally, and we're gonna do it today, we have one more side that so far we had not utilized, right? And we haven't talked about it. So, but we still need it. So when we want to continue the movement going one direction, we need to close that side, right? So what's the difficulty? Okay, I just close, right? That's it. Well, the problem is that if you do that, you're gonna have now your partner behind you, right? So how do you gonna keep the embrace there, right? Not very convenient. So therefore, in order to stay with the partner, we take a side step, but the side step gonna go towards the partner, right? So we're facing the partner, which requires what? It requires the pivot, right? So when we have a pivot, we need a torsion, right? So we need the torsion towards the partner because that torsion is gonna help us to pivot. And here, in order to stay with the partner, I cannot go with my back step here because I'm gonna leave my partner. I need to pivot again enough to come back to my original position. Remember, we were starting here with our back, side, and forward, right? And back, side, and forward. So when we arrive here, we're gonna use our torsion, complete our side step, use our torsion, and come back to the original movement. Okay, so we're gonna exercise it in a second, but just to finish with the explanation. So there is one more element or one more issue that you need to be aware of or you need to focus on when you're practicing. This movement is actually fairly difficult to do if you're not using your torsions. Yeah? So if I'm looking at you and I'm trying to do the movement, I'm kind of falling apart because I don't have my reference point. If I start focusing on my partner, and in normal life my partner will be kind of turning with me, but here I just have this chair that I'm pretending is my partner, right? So right away I'm gonna have the torsion towards that object. With this torsion I'm gonna try to do my steps. So now when I'm passing to the other side, I need to adjust my torsion to continue looking at my partner, right? And that already gives me a perfect preparation for my forward step, where the torsion increases even more and helps me generate that side step and then the next back step. So now the movement can become fairly easy to do, right? Because my torsion helps me do it. And of course, we're gonna reverse and go the other way and do the same thing, remembering about the torsion. So let's try now without the chair, or if you have something small and narrow that you can put in the middle, like a lamp or some stand or something that you have as a reference point, put it there. But if your chair is too big, it's gonna be very confusing for you to go all the way around. So something a little bit narrower. Let's try. So we have this imaginary object around which we are traveling. We have our torsion towards. I'm gonna go with my left foot back to start, and I'm gonna try to come back to exactly the same point. I'm gonna try to repeat it 2 times, so I'm gonna do 8 steps, right? I'm gonna go back, side, forward, side, back, side, forward, side, and I complete ready for my potential back step again, right? Okay, now I'm gonna step to the other side of my space. I'm gonna change the torsion, and now I'm gonna travel the opposite direction, also 8 steps, trying to come back to the same position. Ready? We're gonna go back, side, forward, side, back, side, forward, side, and finish ready for the potential continuity, right? Okay, so now we're gonna try to combine the 2 movements. We're gonna change the direction on the side steps. So how many are we gonna do? Let's start on this side with the torsion to the right, left leg ready. We're gonna go back, side, forward, side, back, side. So we did 6 steps. From here we're gonna reverse the movement, yes? We just did back, side. Now we're gonna go side, forward, side, back, side. And on this side step we're gonna reverse again. Side, forward, side, back, side, reverse, 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 forward, side, back, side, and side step. Okay, so now you're good at it. Yeah, you understand that I'm not trying to make you dizzy, I'm not trying to make you fall. I'm trying to make you exercise the movement without getting too dizzy. Now, since now you have an understanding of how it works, let's try to do 2 turns one way and then again reverse the direction through the side step and do 2 turns the other way, right? So again, starting with the torsion to the right, left leg is gonna start the movement. We're gonna go back, side, forward, side, back, side, forward, side, back, and here we're gonna change the direction. We're gonna go forward, side, back, side, forward, side, back, side, and change the direction, and forward, side, back, side, forward, side, back, side, change, forward, side, back, side, forward, side, back, side. Very good. Okay, so changing on the side step is fairly easy, yes, because we just go from one leg to the other. We can, but don't have to collect, right? So we can just simply shift the weight from one leg to the other. Now, let's try to change on the forward cross, right? So right now, let's start with the inside leg going forward straight into difficulty of the pivoting, right? So we are closing that top lead, we need to pivot, right? So we're gonna go forward, side, back, side, forward. Yes? So we arrive to the forward cross again. We're gonna complete this cross and change the direction. From here again we have a forward going opposite way. Forward, side, back, side, forward. Again we arrive to the forward, we're gonna complete and we have the movement forward, starting again our original direction. Yes? Let's try. First very slow. Forward, side, back, side, forward, reverse, forward, side, back, side, forward, reverse, forward, side, back, side, forward, reverse, forward, side, back, side, forward, and we can start forward again. So this is clear, one of the things to practice if you have time. Now we're gonna do the same thing starting with the back leg, so outside leg going back. We're gonna change on that back cross, we're gonna change the direction. Ready? We're gonna go back, side, forward, side. We arrive to the back cross. We have our torsion. We repeat the back cross. That changes our direction and we can start again. Back, side, forward, side, back, change the direction, 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 back, side, forward, side, and back. Yes? Okay, so one more thing which you might not need to be aware of it, but it makes life easier if you're aware of elements, because if you understand something, it's just simply easier to do it. So what's important here? As we were talking before, we have inside leg, the one that is closer to that space around which we are traveling, and the outside leg, which is on the outside, right? So notice that when I go back, the leg, the free leg that needs to move is the inside leg. Yes, so the space is here and my inside leg moves. Same thing happened on that next transition. Yes, so from that side to front, my inside leg is traveling, right? Now when I turn here, the leg that needs to travel is on the outside, meaning it's like running the marathon around the stadium. The people that are running on the more outer edge, they have a longer trajectory. Same for this leg. Yes, that inside leg had to travel here. The outside leg has to travel all the way here. And same happens on this side step, because that leg now has to be sent backwards and is not going on a smaller trajectory, is going on the longer trajectory, right? So there is a timing issue where we need to be aware that the leg travels inside or on the outside of the movement, right? And plus we have the pivoting action. Because of this, it is very often that this backside forward movement, or specifically side forward, are the two quick steps, or what we call a double time. So normally when we start counting, we're gonna go slow, quick, quick, slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, slow, quick, quick, right? So that side and then forward, this transition and this transition, or this transition and this transition, where the inside free leg is traveling to the next position, that's gonna be your double time. Okay, so now let's try to put it in our choreography. So this movement, it is difficult. I believe you. I know you're having difficulties. It's okay. And especially when we're dancing with the partner, we have the power of our leader to help us travel, right? Here we are on our own. Maybe we kind of lose the orientation. So we're gonna try to make it very easy without too many turns, right? So you can like kind of keep your head straight. Don't forget to subscribe.